Hare Krishna, Dana Pranam, dear devotees, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Okay, let's continue with our Mangalacharan prayers and then reading. And before that, I want to offer gratitude, Hari Bol, to Ramchandra Prabhu, Vishwanath Prabhu, Pawan Prabhuji for leading the chanting this morning. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. Okay, so we are continuing with our series of prayers by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Shikshashtakam, based on Shri Shikshashtakam by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, last 2 weeks we have sung the first 2 songs based on the first 2 verses of Shri Shikshashtakam, glorifying the holy name and the power of the holy name, and how unfortunate we are that we have no taste for this holy name. So those were the first 2 verses, and today we'll move on to the 3rd verse from Shri Shikshashtakam, which is Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amani namanadena kirtaniya sataharihi, and which means one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Hare Krishna. So based on this verse, let's sing this beautiful bhajan by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Gitavali. The melody is exactly the same as what we have been singing for the last 2 weeks. Shri Krishna Sankirtane Jadi Manas Tohar, Shri Krishna Sankirtane Jadi Manas Tohar, परम जतने ताहि लाभो अधिकार, परम जतने ताहि लाभो अधिकार, तृणाधिकहीन दीना अकिंचन चार, आपने मानो भी सदा छाड़ी अहंकार, वृक्ष समक्षमा गुण करो भी साधन, प्रतिहिंसा त्याजी अन्य करो भी पालन, जीवन निर्वाहे आने उद्वेग न दीबे, पर उपकारे निज सुख पसरीबे, होइले सर्व गुणी गुणी महाशोय, प्रतिष्ठा शाछाड़ी करो अमनि हृदय, कृष्ण अधिष्ठान सर्व जीवे जानी सदा, करो भी सम्मान सबे आदरे सर्वदा, दैन्य दोया अन्ये मान प्रतिष्ठा वर्जन, चारी गुणे गुणी होई करो हो गो कीर्तन, भक्ति विनोद कांधी बोले प्रभु पाय, हीनो अधिकार कभे दिवे हे आमाय, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Shri Gitavali ki jai, Shri Shikshashtakam ki jai, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Translation, anybody would like to take up the service of reading today?
I can take it that, Prabhu.
Yes, Neil Prabhu, please go ahead. Thank you.
If your mind is always Hare Krishna, good morning to everyone. If your mind is always absorbed in chanting the glories of Lord Krishna with great care, then by that process of Sri Krishna Kirtana, you will attain transcendental qualification. You should give up all false pride and always consider yourself to be worthless, destitute, lower, and more humble than a blade of grass. You should practice forgiveness like that of a tree and giving of violence toward other living beings. You should protect and maintain them. In the course of passing your life, you should never give anxiety to others, but rather do good them while forgetting about your own happiness. When one has thus become a great soul, possessing all good qualities, one should abandon all desires for fame and honor and make one's heart humble. Knowing that Lord Krishna resides within all living creatures, one should, with great respect, consistently show honor to all beings. By possessing these four qualities, humility, mercifulness, respect towards others, the renunciation of desires of prestige, one becomes virtuous. In such a state, you may sing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Weeping, Bhakti Vinoda submits his prayer at the lotus feet of the Lord. O Lord, when will you give me this qualification for possessing attributes such as this? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Nalini Prabhu. Any verse, anything that you like from the script?
Each line is very important, Prabhuji. Superb, I can say, right? If you'll scroll up a little bit, the top 1 and 2, I mean, Krishna, to attain Krishna, what are the qualities we have to develop? That is what they mentioned overall. But when we leave up or give up this false egos, bodily ego, right? Like I am Nalin, I am, say, Madan, or I am XYZ, right? So when we leave that one, then only we can attain God. And what kind of humbleness we need to develop, what kind of mercifulness we have to develop, what kind of respect to develop for other living beings. Rather violence, we should protect them. That's what it is mentioned. Then only you can, grow up or progress in your spiritual path. Otherwise, these kind of things will not help you to grow up in your spiritual path. So that kind of qualities we have to develop, right? That's what it is mentioned. Yeah, I mean the last line saying like what is that? Can you scroll down, Prabhu? The last, yeah, the 7 and 8, like the qualities humility, merciful, and respect, and the renunciations of desires. I mean, renunciation is coming at the end, but when you add Krishna, right, then definitely you will attain to go back to our original spiritual abode of Godhead, lotus feet. Otherwise, you cannot. That's what another part. Don't give up anything. Give up is something, other things. But when you add Krishna in your day-to-day life activity, definitely all this will be automatically given up from your life, and definitely the development in your life will be in a spiritual path will be, mm, get into the actual goal of the life. That's what I understood from this.
Beautiful, very nice. Thank you for summarizing and thank you for sharing what you understood and what you liked. And yeah, exactly like you said. So that should be our mood. And when you are reading, you read this point very importantly. You said, consistently show honor to all things. So yes, yeah, we show respect, we show mercy and compassion towards other creatures. And after joining Krishna consciousness, yes, now we're following the regulative principles, no meat eating, right? So we understand that there is Paramatma in everybody. Yes, and we also have to understand that there is Paramatma in everybody around us also. As devotees, yes, we have to make sure that we are respecting one another. We are sometimes we take it for granted that he's a devotee who's just started 1 month or 6 months or 1 year versus I am for 10 years, 20 years. That is the subtle part. As we are going through this chapter 7 right now, Bhagavad Gita series and center, that's what we are learning, that there are gross elements and there are subtle elements, right? And gross we are able to touch, feel, see, yes, but subtle, the mind, intelligence, and the false ego, that is where this verse is directly hitting hard, and how we have to become humble and how we have to offer all respects to others around us, no matter who they are. Ultimately, they're all jivas, special jivas. Every jiva is special, every jiva is unique. We may not think that, we may not have the vision right now, but that's what acharyas teach us, that every jiva is unique, every jiva is special. And if we see everybody as part and parcel of Krishna, because Krishna has created them, right? So they are meant to serve Krishna. So they are also servants of Krishna. Everyone around us is servant of Krishna. And if we see them as Krishna's property, will we try to either disrespect them, or we may try to abuse them? No, right? We don't want to, right? So that is Krishna's property. So if we are trying to cheat others, if we are trying to abuse others, if we are trying to take advantage of others around us, then we are directly abusing the Lord himself, because each one is meant to serve the Lord. So that should be our mood of humility, that we see everybody as part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, this is the mood that we have to inculcate. Even I have to inculcate. So that is what we learn from this prayer. Thank you so much, Nalin Prabhu. Let's continue with chapter 14, teachings of Lord Kapiladev. Yesterday we read in Hindi, so today we'll reread it again in English. There's nothing better in life than reading and rereading Srila Prabhupada's books. So let's continue. I think we left up to here on Saturday, so we'll continue from here in English today. Okay. The devotee never thinks that he is a great bhakta. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, has stated, Purushera Kita Haite Muni Se Laghishta. I am lower than the worms in the stool. Adi Leela 5.205. This is the Vaishnava conception. A Vaishnava is by nature very humble. What a coincidence again. We just read about humility, and Prabhupada directly hits hard again at the very beginning of today's reading. A Vaishnava is by nature very humble. He never says, I am the Supreme, I have become God. Krishna says, I am God, worship me. The Vaishnava says, Krishna is God, worship Krishna. It is not difficult to become a guru, provided that we repeat what Krishna says. Whatever Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita is dharma. Dharma is one. It cannot be different. Dharma means abiding by the orders of God. However, if we do not know God or his orders, we can only set about manufacturing some rubbish and fighting amongst ourselves. This is not dharma, but philosophical speculation. All of this is speculation, and manufactured dharma has been kicked out of Srimad Bhagavatam because it is all cheating. Bhagavad Dharma is not cheating, for it is related to the Supreme Lord. Bhakti can be applied only to Bhagwan, and if there is no Bhagwan, there is no Bhakti. If Bhagwan is zero, where is Bhakti? Bhakti is the transaction between Bhagwan and the Bhakta. Bhagwan is there, and the Bhaktas are there, and the Bhaktas address Bhagwan, feed Bhagwan, chant Bhagwan's names, invoke people to hear about Bhagwan, publish books about Bhagwan, and worship Bhagwan. And in this way, they are constantly absorbed in Bhagwan. This is the process of bhakti. Text 33. Jarayat ashuya kosham nigirnam analo yatha. Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort, just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. Bhakti is in a far higher position than mukti, because a person's endeavor for liberation from the material engagement is automatically realized in devotional service. If the digestive power is sufficient, then whatever we eat will be digested by the fire in the stomach. Similarly, a devotee doesn't have to try separately to attain liberation. That very service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the process of liberation, because to engage in the service of the Lord is to liberate oneself from material entanglement. For a devotee, liberation is no problem at all. Liberation takes place without separate endeavor. Bhakti, therefore, is far better than mukti, or the impersonalist position. The impersonalists undergo severe penances and austerities to attain mukti, but the bhakta, simply by engaging in the bhakti process, especially in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, immediately develops control over the tongue by chanting and accepting the remnants of foodstuff offered to the personality of Godhead. As soon as the tongue is controlled, all other senses are controlled automatically. Sense control is the perfection of the yoga principle, and one's liberation begins immediately as soon as he engages in the service of the Lord. It is confirmed by Kapiladev that bhakti or devotional service is gariyasi, more glorious than siddhi, liberation. It is stated in this verse that bhakti dissolves the subtle body. The spirit soul has two coverings, subtle and gross. The gross body is composed of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. The subtle body is composed of mind, intelligence, and ego. Of the 8 material elements, 5 are gross and 3 are subtle. We cannot see the subtle, and the soul is even more subtle. Anyone with eyes can see the body, but not everyone can perceive the soul, the actual person. When we understand that the soul or the person has left the body, we cry, "Oh, my friend has left." We can perceive that the body is there, but something is obviously missing. Thus, one's friend is actually different from the body. At the present moment, when we say, "This is my friend," we refer to the body, but that is simply the vision of an animal. Animals think, "This is my dog friend, and this is my mother dog." They cannot see beyond the gross body. Similarly, we cannot see the soul, and if we cannot see the minute soul, how can we hope to see God with these blunt eyes? We cannot actually see one another. How then can we hope to see God? It is stated, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved Grayam Indriyai. Material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Our present senses are incapable of seeing God. Generally, at death, we can understand that something has gone. We understand that what we were seeing was not actually our friend, but a lump of matter. This is knowledge. However, one who understands before death that the body is simply a lump of matter is called a wise man. He sees the soul through the eyes of knowledge. Those who are on the gross platform, who are like animals, can see neither the soul nor Bhagavan. The karmis, the gross fruitive workers, do not understand the distinction between the body and the soul. Out of many millions of karmis, there may be one jnani, one wise man who can understand. The jnani knows that he is not the body, and out of many millions of jnanis, one may be actually liberated. The Mayavadis think that because they are spirit soul, they are one with the Supreme. Being equal in quality does not mean that one is the Supreme Soul. Because the Mayavadis think that they have become one with Narayan, they address one another as Narayan. They say, "You are Narayan, I am Narayan, everyone is Narayan." From this misconception, the idea of Daridra Narayan, poor Narayan, arises. The devotees, fully engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, do not think in this way. They think, if I am one with the Supreme, how is it I have fallen into this condition? They know that a drop of seawater is one in quality with the vast ocean, but they know also that a drop of water is never equal to the ocean itself. Sometimes the Mayavadis worship Lord Vishnu, but they do not actually believe in the form of Lord Vishnu. They consider his image to be some imaginary form to utilize as a means for self-realization. Mayavadis say that the absolute truth has no rupa, no form, but it is stated, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. The word Vigraha refers to the supreme form, but the Mayavadis do not understand this. There are also many so-called Vaishnavas who worship Lord Vishnu with an aim of becoming one with the Supreme. They sometimes give the example of a drop of water merging into the great ocean itself. This is simply nonsense. The ocean is a combination of countless molecules of water, and it is impossible for one molecule to merge into the totality. The sunshine is a combination of countless trillions of small shining particles, and each particle has its individual identity as an atom, because we do not have the eyes to see the small atomic divisions. We think that they are one, but actually they are not homogeneous. Similarly, although we are very small particles of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we all have different identities. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.12, Sri Krishna says, Natva evaham jatu nasam, natvam neme janadipa, na chaiva na bhavishyama, sarve vayam atah param. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Krishna never says that he, Arjuna, and all the soldiers shall eventually become one. Rather, he says that everyone will retain his own individuality. Those who have complete knowledge never think that in the future they will become one with the Supreme. They simply want to remain in their constitutional position as part and parcel of Krishna. Although we are now covered by the material body can be easily dissolved by the process of Bhakti Yoga. If we are strong in Bhakti Yoga, we actually no longer have a material body, but a spiritual one. We are free. When we are baffled, we want to become the husband of Goddess Lakshmi. The husband of Goddess Lakshmi is Narayana, God himself. In this material world, we are hankering after Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, but we are frustrated in our attempts. We think, now let me become the husband of Lakshmi. Actually, no one can enjoy Lakshmi but Narayan. Even exalted demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are inferior to Lord Narayan. But we are so foolish that we are thinking of assuming Narayana's position or making Narayana into Daridra Narayan, the poor man in the street. The Shastras never equalize Narayana with anyone, not even Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. What to speak of foolish rascals? One may ask why Narayana has created us, why it is we are part and parcel of Narayana. Eko Bahushyam. Why has Narayana become so many? He has created us for enjoyment. Anandamayo Bhyasat. He has created us in the same way a gentleman accepts a wife. If one takes on a wife, he will beget children. A man takes on the responsibility of maintaining a wife and children because he thinks that through them he will enjoy life. In the material world, we see that during the evening a man tries to enjoy life with his wife, children and friends. Therefore, he takes on so many responsibilities. This is supposed to be Ananda or bliss, but because it takes place in the material world, the Ananda is converted into something distasteful. However, we can enjoy this Ananda when we are with our Supreme Father Krishna. We are all children of the Supreme Father. And in Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Krishna claims all species of life as his children. Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyone Raham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. The Supreme Father, Sri Krishna, has created us for his enjoyment, not to create distress. Although we are Krishna's children, we have given up our Supreme Father because we wish to enjoy ourselves independently. Consequently, we are suffering. If a rich man's son gives up his home to try to enjoy life independently, he simply suffers. It is to our benefit to return home back to Godhead, to enjoy ourselves with our original Father Krishna. This will give us happiness. Krishna is full of all opulence. He possesses in totality wealth, strength, beauty, fame, knowledge and renunciation. He possesses everything in unlimited quantity. If we return to our original Father, we can enjoy ourselves with him unlimitedly. It is not that we can enjoy ourselves independent of Krishna, nor can we say that to enjoy ourselves we have to become one with Krishna. In the material world, our Father gives us our birth, and we are an entity separate from him. If we are suffering, do we say, "My dear Father, I am suffering. Will you please once again make me one with you"? Is this a very good proposal? A father says, I have begotten you separately to enjoy yourself. You remain separate and I remain separate, and in this way we will enjoy. Now you are asking to become one with me. What is this nonsense? The Mayavadis want to become one with the Supreme because they are suffering in the material world. Krishna has created us to enjoy ourselves in his company, but due to our desire for independent enjoyment, we are not doing that. Consequently, we are suffering in this material world, and because we are suffering, we are thinking of becoming one with our Father. It is Maya's business to try to build up the living entity, to puff him up, and Maya's last snare is to make the living entity think that he can become one with God. Mayavadis think that becoming one with the Supreme is the highest perfection, but this is not perfection because our original constitutional position is to enjoy the company of Krishna. Friends sit together in a room and enjoy one another's company. What enjoyment can one have by himself? Variety is the mother of enjoyment, and real enjoyment is being in Krishna's company. Therefore, devotees never desire to become one with the Supreme. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who says, Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti rahituki tvai. My dear Lord, I do not want to put an end to the process of birth and death. I am not anxious for mukti. Let me go ahead and take one birth after another. It doesn't matter. Simply let me engage in your service, birth after birth. Shikshashtaka 4. This is real Ananda. Unless we are fully qualified devotees, we cannot enter into Vaikuntha planets. We have to live outside in the Brahma Jyotir. If we desire this, Krishna will give us the opportunity. After all, Krishna is everything. He is Brahma Jyotir and Paramatma also. If we want to become one with the Supreme, we will be allowed to live outside the Vaikuntha planets in the Brahma Jyotir. However, that position is not eternal. As you have explained before, we cannot live eternally in the Brahma Jyotir because we want variety. Without variety, there is no enjoyment. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll pause here. Alright, we can take any comments, reflections. Anybody like to share anything that you liked, that you loved, that you learned today from Srila Prabhupada and from Shri Kapaladev? Yes, anybody like to share anything?
Happy Ekadasi to everyone. Pandit Pranam. I was
Yes.
I just love the analogy Prabhupada gave today about how a person enjoys with their wife and children, and that's the reason enjoyment or ananda is the source or something we are all looking for, and it comes from Krishna. So I was always wondering, Krishna created this material world. Kahe ko duniya banai. So Prabhupada very beautifully explained us today that Krishna made all of us so that he can enjoy us and we can enjoy with him in his company. So that is the true enjoyment we are all looking for at a wrong place. I love that part, Prabhu. Thank you. Just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, we all are looking for variety, and that's why Prabhupada has given us this beautiful process. And he's not saying that become desireless, right? He didn't tell his initial disciples in 1966 to give up everything, even though, like Nalini Prabhu was saying, when we hold on to the lotus feet of Krishna, automatically everything else is given up. We don't have to make any extra effort. The only effort that we need to make is to become sincere, to become a devotee. Right now we are devotees in training. So our goal is to become a devotee. And when we do that, then automatically everything is given up. But even in the process of bhakti, there is so much of variety, right? Like we talk about again and again. Somebody likes to sing, somebody likes to, read, somebody likes to cook, somebody likes to clean, somebody likes to distribute books, somebody likes to, like kids, they also like company. Like they like when they come to the center, they like being with their friends. Nobody likes to be alone, right? So Krishna, in that same mood, in that same spirit, he has created all of us so that we can all love each other and we can in turn love Krishna. And Krishna is always loving us. His love never stops. We are the one who have been covered by Maya. But yeah, so much of variety is there even in this material world. Yesterday or the day before when we were watching on the TV, like our kids love to see animal life, right? So in animal life itself we see like so many, just looking at the documentary for 15 minutes with so much of variety of, in the animal life itself is like mind-boggling. So anyway, that's the 8.4 million species we have. And even humans, as humans, the other day when like I said, when you're watching the moon mission, the Artemis, I was just joking with my father-in-law the other day when I was talking to him that, as humans, we have so much of desire to do this and that and this and that, right? Like, and after 50 years, man has again gone around the moon, but because we're always looking for variety, right? As if there's no lack of variety on planet Earth itself, but humans, because of their desire to to obtain more and more and more, and just looking for variety, right? So instead of, I was just joking that we are instead of doing parikrama around the Lord, we are going around the moon and doing parikrama and coming back. So anyway, a lot of variety. But yes, we like variety, and in bhakti, in the service of the Lord, there is so much of variety. We have so much of variety of prasadam that we can enjoy. There are so many millions and billions and trillions and gazillions of names that the Lord has. We can chant the Lord's holy names, and when we're chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all of those names are revealed to us. The Lord reveals Himself, the Lord reveals His energies, everything is revealed by chanting this one simple yet sublime, the most advanced and the most topmost of mantra. That is why it's called the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Anybody else would like to share anything, say anything? A lot of devotees on the call today. Anybody? Any other thoughts, reflections? So mukti, mukti, siddhi. These three things, we all have deep-rooted desires in our heart. So that is what Prabhupada is saying again and again too. We have to tide over bhakti, mukti and siddhi. Even after, that's why we say we are devotees in training. Because even though we say we are devotees or we are practicing bhakti, there is still inherent desires in the heart for some form of gratification, whether it is personal or an expanded. Prabhupada is explaining that we are either as individual, as family, as a nation, and all of this. Srila Prabhupada himself, when we were reading Leela, Prabhupada realized that when he met his spiritual master, when we come in contact with a bona fide guru, then they open our eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Prabhupada was involved in Gandhiji's independence movement, and he thought that is the be all, do all, sum of everything need to be done. But then later, when he came in touch with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, he realized that the eternal constitution of the soul is to get liberated, not just at the country level, but get liberated from this cycle of birth and death. So bhakti, some form of gratification, be it gross or subtle. Subtle is even more difficult to overcome. Sense, like we were talking about gratification for name, fame, power, prestige, बोलते हैं हिंदी में पैसा पावर पोजीशन, ये सब चीज़ों का जो sense gratification, a subtle sense gratification, we want it at our mind level, at our intelligence level, at our false ego level. So that is all tied to bhakti. And then mukti is, of course, as the Mayavadis want mukti, they want to get liberated and get merged into the Brahma Jyotir. They want to avoid all the sufferings of this world. And then siddhi, of course, is when we again have desires to become powerful like the Lord, attain some siddhis, attain some powers, so that we can again show off. Right? So all of these are gratification at gross or sense at subtle level. And bhakti is beyond all of these, where we want nothing for ourselves. We want to just love Krishna, because we know when we do that, we are just one drop. If one drop can love Krishna, then imagine the ocean that Krishna, as he is, how much of love he will give us back in return. So that is bhakti. And that is all we are all trying to achieve by following the instructions, not by our own logic, by our own endeavor, but by sincerely following the instructions of our Guru Varga, our predecessor Acharyas. That is the only way to attain pure bhakti. Okay, if there are no other thoughts, I didn't see anybody's hand raised or anybody wanting to come off mute, so I take that silence as golden, and let's pause here for today. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, टीचिंग्स ऑफ श्री कपिलदेव की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि
हरि
बोल,
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.